Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Speaking to you from San Andres, I think it is. Yeah, San Andres, Cholula, Mexico. And I think you can see it over there. There's a volcano back here. I didn't think it was a volcano, but it's covered with smoke. You see there's no clouds at all, only on top of the mountain. So I asked somebody and they said that's a volcano. And to let you know where we're at, there's the church, everything. Where I'm at, don't forget I'm walking and riding my bicycle, so the church is going to be in view no matter where you go. And then the other two volcanoes are over that way. But anyway, what I want to talk about, and I feel kind of bad because I keep talking about it all the time, but it's something that is very, very important. And what that is your morals. You really, I said God number one, we the people number two, and the Constitution number three. I believe a true American, that's the way they believe. A true American by themselves is very little. I'm a good example. I'm down here in Mexico all by myself. I am nothing. I can be squashed very simply, either by well, now I'm not driving. When I was driving, I had to deal with bandits. But still here, the way it is now, the police, the military, they can victimize me easy enough. Gangs, they do have gangs down here. But I will admit, I haven't seen hardly any. Even the police and the military, they're just driving by. Or you'll see them standing around. They have their police presence. I mean, their authority. They, one thing about governments, they have to show you they have the authority. So they make their appearance. So you see them standing, not like in China, they're on every corner. Here, they're like, say, I'm here at the park. There's one down at that end of the park. There's one over here on this side, and there's another one down on this end. So they show their authority. And this is what I was talking about. China took over Tibet with 2,000 troops. They just went into Nepal, the capital of Tibet, and they just sat there and they had control of the capital. So that was enough to take the whole country. So in other words, they make their appearance. They show you they have the authority over you. Okay, that it wasn't that way in the United States. That's not the way it was. It is now. That's the way it is now in the United States. There was the turning point, and that turning point was when they went from police to law enforcement. Law enforcement means they are representing the state. They are the authority. Before that, they were police, and what police do is police the public. In other words, they just make sure the traffic keeps going. If there's any kind of disturbance, you know, they'll get involved there to settle the disturbance and stuff like that. In other words, they were part of society. Once they take the role of law enforcement, then they are the authority. Now, God, we the people, and the Constitution, in any of that, has anything have to do with anybody having authority over you besides God? Okay, that's where morals comes from. That's why when the United States was a moral country, we didn't need law enforcement. Now, let me cover a little bit. I'm trying to. This is probably going to be a series of videos, but anyway, let's go with illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. I'm going to have to say this, and I'm not sure it's going to piss people off, but I'm going to have to say if they have morals, they have limited morals. And morals isn't like pregnant. You know, pregnant, you're not just a little bit pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not. Morals isn't quite like that. Morals, you use them or you don't. Most people use them when they see fit. Illegal immigrants would be falling in that category. They go by morals as long as those morals, they can feel good about themselves. Then they will go by their morals. And law enforcement, they will do the same thing. They will, you'll see them, and I mentioned this in another video about how even Al Capone had his good days, his good deeds. And then when he wasn't doing his good deeds, he was out killing people. Okay, so this is basically the same thing. They can turn their morals on and turn their morals off. So you really have to have strong morals to stay and stand by your morals. And the Marines, of all the things that the Marine Corps taught me, I was 18 years old when I was in, I was 19 when I got out. But one of the biggest things that they taught me was we, as a Marine, a combat Marine, we were taught how to do hand-to-hand combat. We were taught how to kill people. We were taught all this. Along with that came, we are not required to do immoral acts. When you do an immoral act, you are doing it on your own time. You can't blame it on anybody. It's you. You're the one that's doing this immoral act. An immoral order, you have no requirement. There's no way anybody can make you, as a combat Marine, someone that takes lives. There is no way anyone can make you do immoral acts. That was a very, very difficult idea, I guess you might want to call it, to grasp. and to hang on to. I mean, it sounded good when you're going through training. And then when you get out in the jungle and you're living in the jungle, day after day, week after week, month after month, you're doing things that are really, really tough. I mean, tough to justify as moral. I don't want to go into all the details about what goes on. I've got videos on that. Crappy Vietnam Stories. I got a blog with videos, many videos talking about it, but that's not the point. The point is, during all this, I was still wrestling with the idea of, is this moral? Is this immoral? And a lot of times you do it after the fact, after you've done something. And then you ask yourself, boy, was that moral? And many of the things I've done have been immoral. I haven't been moral all my life. A lot of things I've done have been immoral. And the wiser ones correct that. In other words, you don't continually do immoral things. We're right back to Al Capone, the gangster. And then doing a moral act every once in a while doesn't mean you're a moral person. And here, okay. This is part one. We're going to go to part two. It's Mike, NoStressMike.com.